Warning, the following pay-per-view recap is intended for wicked souls only and should not be broadcasted on any other media outlet other than Interfederation Radio. Failure to comply will result in dire consequences, including getting the shot of the vitamin D. And trust me, you don't want the shot of the vitamin D. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. And oh my goodness, welcome to Inside the Wicked Warz. With me in studio, you got Commissioner Melvin Mayhem and the amazing Erik Bugg. Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, Flip?
How's it going?
Oh man, you know what? Fucking, we had our little tech issue. We had our little tech issues at the beginning, so I'm just glad we got the tech issues out of the way. So, but this is gonna be a fucking jam-packed edition here, because Wicked City Chaos. If you weren't there, then damn, get what is it? Get your popcorn ready and sit back and enjoy, because we got a lot to cover.
Sure do. It turned out to be better than I thought.
Oh man, now, I mean, you guys know already. I mean, I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the show. Commissioner Mayhem, like I said, this is your show, so I'll let you go ahead and lead. And like I said, I got my popcorn ready. I got my popcorn.
Absolutely. Well, again, myself and Erik, we're both gonna touch on some stuff regarding this pay-per-view. The pay-per-view was amazing. It was everything I hoped it would be. As I told you guys, this was a long time in the making. This has stemmed almost probably a year now that I've been waiting since I departed the NBL and created the WWL. So I was very, very hopeful that the pay-per-view would kind of go smoothly. There were some hiccups, but as any commissioner does, they roll with the punches, and the show must go on, as they say. And this pay-per-view was just amazing from top to bottom. Not only were the matches stellar, there were no one-sided, lopsided victories. Every match was hard fought. Every match almost went to the limit. And probably one of the main highlights of the pay-per-view was finally the official arrival of the Dark Carnival. So I'm excited to I'm excited to touch on that. I'm sure Erik is as well. And so it was definitely an incredible night of action. So I couldn't have asked for a better result, even if I wrote it down. So it was just amazing. So I guess we can touch on it in this podcast. I'm not gonna reveal. We're not gonna do the regular title page thing that we normally do, or go over stats or anything. This is strictly about the pay-per-view, about the matches, what went down, some other stuff we might touch on after the fact. But for now, the focus is gonna be on the matches themselves, how they played out, who won, who lost. And some interferences happened. Some of the referees got involved in some of these matches to an extent. So it was definitely a crazy night. Wouldn't you say, Erik?
What was that?
So wouldn't you say it was a crazy night of action?
Crazy is one word for
it. All right, so I'm going to start. Yeah, go.
I was going to say, where you want to start at? You want to start with the nefarious title match?
Yeah, let's go from top to bottom. Let's start with one of the big dog matches. This was the Nefarious World Heavyweight Championship. So this was for the biggest title in the league in the men's division. This is the granddaddy of them all, and two of the men involved definitely deserved these title shots. On one side, we had Hal Uranus. This guy, I don't really know what else I could say about Hal Uranus at this point. Him and his tag team partner, Big Daddy Johnson, they've been on a roll. Flip, in previous interviews, we've already touched on how good they've been doing. The momentum continued into this cycle, and he went up against the impassive Knave, the leader of the Agents of Endgame, who was also deserving of this title shot. Both of these guys were at the top of the rankings. Both of these guys paid their dues. They both won titles in the league, so everything was on the line, and these guys delivered an incredible match. It was a lot of back and forths. I'm not going to get into the specifics of exactly what happened during each of these matches. I'm going to leave that for the report, but I will touch on who won, and any of the main things that happened after the fact. But in this match, again, they went at it. It almost went to the limit. Unfortunately for the impassive Knave, he did end up getting the shot of the vitamin D, which nobody wants. But, he took it like a champion. Yeah, go ahead.
Melvin, what impresses me the most with this? I mean, this is a new matchup. I mean, this isn't like they had a history. Hal
Yeah,
came in. Hal came in and he proved himself in the league. He worked up to the ranks and just and like you said, it ended up giving the giving the impassive knave a nice vitamin D for for his trouble for his trouble.
unfortunately, yeah, he did. But it's just like you said. This is one of the a fresh matchup that a lot of people were wanting to see. These two have never crossed paths in this magnitude, and it was nice to see something like this where it wasn't your normal feud or your normal matchup. It was just two people that came into the league, like you said, they earned their shots. They were there for a reason, but the better man won. Again, Hal Uranus has been riding a ridiculous amount of momentum, and it proved to be in his favor during this match. There was a guest special referee for this matchup,
I
and
you know
that
what I
special.
when I saw that I was like, what, as a commissioner, when you have two unknowns gonna go for a title, you might as well have a special referee to keep the momentum. And I'm glad he actually called it
Mhm.
down the line, because you
Yes,
never
he
know
did.
you never know with that Survivor. Never
Oh
know.
no. Like, yeah, for the fans out there, Survivor was the special referee. He's again one of the biggest members of Survivor Dynasty, and he's been all business since he's come to the league. He actually had a segment in the report this cycle, reminding everybody that he's trying to bring some prestige back into the league, and that he is a legend. It goes without saying he's a walking legend in the IWA. We've had an interview with him before. The reason why he's in the league, he's a big, a big boost for the league in general, just with his presence being in it. But he wanted to be in this match as the referee. I granted it to him. He called it down the line, but towards the end of the match, after the match was won, actually, how Uranus was trying to get the belt from Survivor. Survivor rips off his shirt, the referee shirt, to reveal the Iron Man T-shirt, because that's his theme music that he walks out to. I believe he had a feud with a previous wrestler, and that's how he got that theme music. But he did rip it off. He had the shirt, walks up to Hal's face, pretty much gets nose to nose with the Nefarious title in his hand, goes to hand it to Hal, but instead of giving it to him, he takes a step back, he places it on the mat, and walks out of the ring, letting him know you're not gonna have that belt for that long. So
Is
it's
is is that is that what you saw?
yep,
I think he just wanted to get close to Hal.
maybe.
Yeah, you said no. You said nose to nose. I think he was trying to
Yeah.
get nose to knee, man.
Listen, hey, it could be. You might be right. He's probably like, let me take advantage that I'm this close to Mr. Uranus. So
Yeah, so the Survivor knows who he likes to rub with.
exactly.
Survivor.
He knew what he was doing. But
No,
again,
you're
it looks like there's gonna be a little rivalry brewing between Hal Uranus and Survivor. So it's one of those situations where right now you have the best is undisputable now, the best in the WWL versus one of the best in the IWA, one of the best to ever lace up the boots. So now it's gonna get really interesting to see where this feud goes, because there's definitely one there.
nice.
I have a
Uh,
question.
sure.
If Hal Uranus is wearing the nefarious title, isn't that going to cover his junk up?
Well, it depends where he carries it. Maybe he has it over his shoulder. Maybe wraps it around his neck. I don't know. It depends on how he wants to go down the ring with it. So I'm sure
He's
he's
gonna
not going to want to cover up the goods. So
he's not
he'll
gonna want
probably
to
wear it
cover.
over his shoulder.
He's gonna put it
He'll
between his ass cheeks and
he'll have
walk
a
out.
custom belt. He might have a custom belt with a hole in it. I don't know what he chooses to do. You never know. If he wants that, I'll make it happen for him. Instead of plates, he'll have a special hole made for it. I don't know. Whatever he wants.
Nice,
Metal donut.
Hey,
nice.
now you see me, now you don't, kind of,
Oh, nice.
we'll see where that goes. But so yeah, that's how that match played out. It was a great main event, and kudos to Hal Uranus for winning the title. All jokes aside, it was a great victory, and I'm sure he's gonna represent that title with honor and with prestige. He's gonna carry it well, and it's gonna be interesting to see how long he holds the belt. Because remember, again, with the WWL championships, the Mayhem titles, they are defended in gauntlet style. So I want to remind everybody that's new to the league, or that's thinking of joining the league, or just tuning in just to hear these podcasts. The titles are getting defended in gauntlet fashion, meaning if you lose the title, you do not get a rematch. So if you hold on to that title, every defense you have is priceless, because if you lose it, there's no telling how long it's going to take for you to get that title back. So keep that in mind. It's going to be interesting to see how long Hal Uranus can hold on to that title.
Oh man, now you made me feel bad for Impensive Nave. You made me, like, oh, bro.
Oh, he'll be back. Trust me, he'll be back. The good thing for him is that he's already proven himself. So he got to that main event. So he already has that accolade to his career in the WWO, where he made it that far. So I guarantee you, before long, he will be back in the title picture. It might not be for that title, but it might be for another one, Wicked Wayward title, Eliminator X title. We don't know, but he will be in the discussion for one of those titles in the future. I'm pretty sure of it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So now let's go to another matchup here. This one I'll let you chime in on this one, Erik. This would be Pierre the Strongman versus Man Killer Terra Scream. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some events prior to this matchup that are worth touching on.
Well, I believe the original match was supposed to be the Man Killer Terra Scream versus the Panama City Playboy, Shane Cole.
That's correct.
Well, Pierre the Strongman decided that he wanted a match. So he attacked Shane Cole backstage and delivered a devastating backbreaker. They brought in the stretchers. They put him in the ambulance. And then Pierre the Strongman threw the ambulance driver on the ground and proceeded to flip the ambulance over.
Oh, no.
Then he goes out to the ring because Terra Scream is waiting for her opponent, Shane Cole, and tells her, hey, Shane Cole's not going to be making it tonight, or any other night for that matter. So instead of facing him in a one-on-one match, you're having a handicap match tonight, because instead of facing half a man, you're facing me.
I love it.
And, it was kind of funny because I had him standing there in front of her, and she's kind of eye level with his junk, and he's kind of like, hey, little girl, my eyes are up here. So
up here.
But it was a street fight that they had, and Pierre the Strongman pulled out the victory.
Oh man, but that was a good one, because when she socked
very
him,
good match.
It was a good match.
When she socked him in the nuts, I was like, oh no, dude, is he gonna recover? But yeah, that guy.
And he can get against a monster like that, so I don't blame her for doing that.
Oh man.
But again, it was in her defense, it was a tall order, literally, for her to take on this kind of opponent. But to her credit, she took him to his limit. Even though he did hit the strongman backbreaker to finish off the match, it was a very close back and forth match, because what she lacked in strength, she had gained in speed. And she, at points during the match, she was kind of running circles around, strongman, because he was trying to get to her, but he just couldn't. But eventually, when he did, it was pretty much all over from that point on. So, but she tried. I give her credit.
Oh, I admit, one move, it could have gone either way.
Yeah. Yes. But at the end of the day, Pierre did get the victory. And but again, that's not to say that Man Killer's efforts were in vain, because that was an amazing effort on her part. I'm sure it's gonna help catapult her in the women's division. Now everybody's gonna know. Listen, she just went toe to toe with one of the monsters of the men's division. So I'm sure it's gonna be something to watch in the women's division for sure.
I just like the way Pierre the Strongman's equal opportunity sign.
Oh yeah.
Don't discriminate. No discrimination here. You want to beat down? Come and get it.
So yeah, that ended up being another great fight. So that was a 2 for 2 so far. Again, all these matches were great. Everybody, they came with their A game. So nobody disappointed. Put it that way. So let's see what match I can get into. The next match I will cover is for the Goddess Extreme World Championship. This is for the granddaddy of the women's division. And Flip, you already know the main women in the division has been Miss Eva Danger. And she definitely earned her spot, definitely paid her dues, as did Dark Mistress Morgana. So pitting these two against each other for the title was just a no-brainer at this point. Both of these two women just gave it their all. They put it all on the line, left everything in the ring. In the end, Miss Eva Danger did pull out the victory. She nailed Dark Mistress Morgana with the cliffhanger DDT, which is her finisher, and put Dark Mistress Morgana's lights out. and ended up winning the belt. Special referee for this match was America. She's actually a new member of X America, a female group that's going to be debuting this next cycle. She wanted the spot in the match. I said, listen, I'll give it to you. Call a fair match. She did just that. But at the end of this match, apparently she was going to hand over the Goddess Extreme title to Miss Eva Danger. But Miss Eva Danger, I guess, out of just, either frustration or what have you, she just ripped it out of America's hands, kind of basically saying, like, get off of this. You're never going to get this title. You don't deserve to hold my belt. And she goes about going to the top, the corner of the ring and holds the title up for the fans. So she gets a nice pop, obviously. Miss Eva Danger is already established. She has her fan base. But the entire time, America is just like eyeballing her. So she ends up leaving the ring, goes up the runway, back up the ramp. And the whole time they're just, pretty much mouthing off at each other. So I'm not sure if it's that America wants her shot at that title. Again, she's going to have to earn it. You just don't get the shots like that. But it's going to be, interesting to see where America takes this little animosity it looks like she has towards Miss Eva Danger.
Now you said it's coming in. They're coming in as a new female group, Ex America, or she's a female of that group, or are they a whole new female
the
group?
The whole new female group is called Ex America, and one of the characters is America.
So
that's
okay.
Part of the group, and she was the one that was calling the match down the middle, which was good. So
nice. I just want to get it all straight. So when I'm starting to go at people, because I want to make sure I get it all right.
Has it from my understanding also, again, I'm always doing things backstage in the war room, trying to figure out what's the next angle, what's the next feud. But rumor has it Ex America is about to start feuding with the Dark Judges. So that's going to be interesting, because up until this point the Dark Judges only had one female, which was Judge Amelia. But I just got word that the Dark Judges are going to expand this cycle, and they actually have Judge Amelia recruiting backup, and they're going to be female. So now it's going to be a nice war between Ex America and the female faction of the Dark Judges. So that's going to be a brand new feud. We're going to see this cycle coming up, and I'm super excited for that one.
So we're going to bring in RGB and Sotomayor, or what other judges are they bringing in?
I'm not even sure. We'll find out soon, though.
You're like no Sotomayor fans out there. Come on, yay!
Interesting. It's a brand new feud, and that's one of the main things, as you know, Flip, in the WWO. We're all about angles, all about feuds and storylines. So to have a brand new one that's going to start next cycle is really exciting.
Nice. Now, congratulations to Eva Danger, because she deserved it.
Definitely, hats off. She deserved it. It was almost a given that she was going to end up winning it. But like I know, that there's one female that has their eye on Eva, and they're gonna butt heads eventually, and she's climbing her way up the rankings. She did win a title this cycle. She's already won 2, and I'm speaking of none other than the Black Widow, Denise Destiny. She's getting up there, and if I'm not mistaken, after I do my updated performance tracker, I might be wrong, but I do believe she's gonna be next in line for that title. So nice. Let's see what happens. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, next up we have Justin Kyle versus Extreme Survivor. And this was a pay-per-view match, first blood stipulation. So obviously whoever got cut open first was going to lose this match. And what better 2 people to put in this match than Justin Kyle, the leader of the Annihilation Inc., and Extreme Survivor, the little brother of Survivor, the crazier one, the one that's more, death-defying, so to speak. He's definitely been having a chip on his shoulder. He's out to prove that he is one of the best in the league, as is Justin Kyle. Remember, we had that whole thing where Justin felt like they were getting overlooked. If you guys are talking all this crap about everybody else, what about Annihilation Inc.? We've been doing just as good as everybody else, which they have. So Justin Kyle, and I believe he won a title also this cycle as well. So he's been backing up the talk. He deserved to be in this match, as was Extreme Survivor. So Extreme Survivor was coming off being a Crest of Chaos champion. And so these 2 guys are already established. They already had paid their dues leading up into this match. Unfortunately for Extreme Survivor, Justin Kyle did end up edging him out. He hit his styling finisher, and he did end up sending a message to Extreme Survivor that I guess he's not as ready as he thinks he is.
Yeah. I mean, well, shoot. I mean, he brought home the league, right? He brought it home this cycle or last cycle?
Last cycle, Extreme Survivor was Crest of Chaos champ. So he came into the pay-per-view defending Crest of Chaos. He did end up losing it. I believe Run Stonewall is the new Crest of Chaos champion, but he was coming in as a league champion, and Justin just beat him. So that tells you all you need to know.
Nice. Now I know the Dark Carnival has had their fair run-ins with the Kyles. I know the Dark Carnival.
Oh yeah, plenty of run-ins there in the XWL.
Yeah.
Correct
me if I'm wrong. Didn't Justin Kyle actually mention that this cycle in his trash talk that they did? As I guess he's warning him about a round 2 against
he mentioned that he knew the carnival that was coming and that he knew what they were capable of, and that the carnival would not want round 2, which, I don't think the carnival really cares. They love carnage and violence. So round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, however you many want to go.
Oh yes,
we'll be there.
The more the merrier.
And man. I remember that the last time the carnival set up, I mean, they literally burned the house down, man. Those guys, wherever they run.
They did leave the XWL as a graveyard, so.
Yeah, I mean, they burned that place down, too. They burned that place down. Like, you want some? No, I guess not.
Basically.
Lit that place on fire.
Oh,
that might have been the commissioner. Oh man. So let's see what's next up here. What are you gonna say, son, Erik? I was gonna say it'll be interesting to see what happens between the Carnival and Annihilation here in the coming cycles.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure they're gonna rekindle some of their old bad blood that they had. It's like like Flip and I have been saying, it's always good to bring stuff in other leagues, let them carry over into this one because it just keeps going and makes it more interesting.
Those Kyle boys, they seem to have an unhealthy infatuation with Bailey Bazaar for some reason. It's going to be the death. It's going to be the death of them. I mean, I swear.
It will be. It will be. One way or the other, it'll get them. maybe not as bad as Daddy's Girls, but.
A relaxed ass is a happy ass, but if it's a tight and unrelaxed ass, it's an unhappy ass.
Hello, this is WWL superstar Big Daddy Johnson. I just got one simple question. Are you sitting in your mama's basement with a box of Kleenex and a bottle of Jergens? Oh, what the hell you doing? Stop that right now. Pick up the phone, call 188-DADYGRL, and one of my girls will have their fine asses over to you in less than an hour. Again, that phone number is 1-888-DADYGRL. And remember, you're not paying for a good time, you're paying for them to get their ass out after.
Let's see, what was next? All right, so we covered Justin. Next up, Lord Evil Priest and Phantom Striker. This is the first of the best of 5 series. There's actually a stipulation attached to this where whoever loses this best of 5 series is out of Mayhem title contention for 6 straight cycles, regardless of their ranking. So there's a lot on the table here because depending on how their ranking scores go up, they might actually be in contention, let's say, for the Nefarious War title. But if they lose this series, they're not going to get that shot. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to end up winning this because a lot's on the line right now. It might actually cost them a title shot in the future. But special guest referee for this was Justin Kyle. And right now there's actually a big feud about to pop off because Justin Kyle and Striker they formed an allegiance. And they're part of an alliance now. So Striker pretty much got, like, I guess you can say, christened into Annihilation Inc. as kind of like a free. Yeah, so he's not exactly part of Annihilation Inc., but he's running with them. And they're actually joined together to go against the Legion of Darkness now. So that's going to be a huge feud because Annihilation Inc. and Legion of Darkness, they haven't really clashed, but they will now. And it's going to start next cycle. And in this match, another great match, Lord Evil Priest, I think he has Striker's card flip because this is the third, I think, already the third match that Striker's lost to Lord Evil Priest. They've been
Oh, no
close.
way.
Yeah, they've been close contests, but I think he has his card. He keeps beating him. He beat him on a Turnbuckle Thursday event previously. He beat him in a dark match. He has his number, and he did it again in the pay-per-view. Maybe Striker's barking up the wrong tree with this one, but
Nah,
Lord Evil.
I gotta disagree with you, bro. I'm sorry, dude. But
Hey,
Striker's such a fucking nutcase, bro, that he has no number. There is no number. One way
well,
or the
listen,
other, Striker's
the
just
guy's got to
fucking a
win.
nut.
The
He is
guy's
a
got to
nut, bro.
win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There has to come a point where he's got to win one of these matches. It's not looking too good for him. But you are right. He is a fucking loose cannon. He did just kill off Radical Rabbi, which is just ridiculous on its own. For
Yeah,
any
that you know what? That alone was Striker's
yeah,
belt. You know, that's why Striker is just one of those guys that you can never put him down because there's no
he'll kill you.
fucking there's no reason to his madness.
Pretty much, he'll kill you if he needs to, literally.
Eh, It's like
But
I learned that right away. I was like, no, that
oh
Striker guy,
yeah.
we can't even get him on an interview. We can't even get him on an interview.
But for this, again, it was a back and forth. Lord Evil Priest did get the victory, but however, this victory did not come without any controversy at the end because Justin Kyle, after the match, goes to raise Lord Evil's hand as the victor, but he does knee him in the stomach, and him and Striker begin pouncing on Lord Evil. They both start beating the bloody hell out of him. Legion of Darkness comes running down. These two aren't going to stay in the ring because they know the numbers game wasn't in their favor, so they retreat into the crowd. So Striker and Justin just jump over the banister. They start running into the crowd. Legion is regrouped. They're all in the center of the ring, huddled around Lord Evil Priest, helping him to his feet. But again, Striker and Kyle are already in the audience. The crowd, you can imagine, went fucking ape shit. They were going crazy. A lot of them were shouting "Holy shit" because they know where this is going. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen next cycle now that the Legion of Darkness is going to officially be feuding with Annihilation Inc. and Striker.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I know it's the big picture, like Survivor said, is like, you know what? I see a bigger picture because
Yes.
I see Justin Kyle, who knows the carnival's coming.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking for alliances now because he knows what the hell that dark carnival brings. He's
Yep.
seen it first. He's seen it firsthand. So, like he said, he's like, you know what? He got to join forces to take out the judges before the carnival sets, root. Because once
Well,
the carnival gets
take out
rooted,
Legion of Darkness, not the judges. Take
oh,
out
excuse
Legion
me,
of
the
Darkness.
the LOD, yeah, the Legion of Darkness before the carnival.
Exactly.
Oh
So
yeah, I see.
that's a smart move on his part because if you're gonna be taking on these factions simultaneously, you need as much help as you can get. So.
Oh
You
yeah.
need as much help as you can get just to take on Pierre the Strongman.
Oh yeah, exactly. You might need the whole Annihilation Link just for that. You don't want to piss that guy off.
Oh man.
I don't want to give anybody any ideas. Don't go sign in any handicap matches, okay?
Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth.
That
So
won't
let's
go.
yeah. So next up we have, and I'll let you touch on this one, Erik. We have Skyblade, the Tiger King, versus Irritated Cannibal. Again, this is a feud that has been stemming since ECO. It carried over into this league. This is not going to be the last of these two seeing each other in the ring. I'm sure there's going to be more of them. But the last time they fought, Skyblade actually got the better of Irritated Cannibal, but just barely. And again, it happened in the pay-per-view where Skyblade just barely got past Irritated Cannibal.
That just barely. Come
Oh,
on.
just listen, just
Ah.
barely got past them. These two guys have wars. Like when they fight, it's not just Skyblade getting the better by landslide or Irritated Cannibal. They traded wins and losses for years now, and every time they fought, it's always been a close contest. That's why this feud is so legendary because it's never been a lopsided win. And even Tiger in his trash talks he's kind of touched on that, saying like, "Listen, if there's one person that's given me a handful every time." It's Irritated Cannibal. So they went at it again in this match. Unfortunately for Cannibal, Skyblade did hit the Sword of Destruction, and he did pick up the win. But Erik, if you want to touch on this, I do believe another member of the Dark Carnival kind of interjected before this match even started, correct?
That's right. Skyblade, the Tiger King, he's been on a roll here lately, but Craven, the Lion Tamer, decided to pull an intimidation tactic, and it failed miserably.
Oh, shit.
It backfired big time.
Skyblade Skyblade was coming to the ring for his match and kind of got pounced on by a lion, and he was trying to get away from him, and next thing you know, he's got a whip wrapped around his neck, and Craven's, got him backed up in the corner, and he's telling him, you might be a man that turns into a tiger that turns into a man. It doesn't matter. You're a beast, and I can tame any beast.
Love it.
And then he kind of dipped out just as fast as he came in because, the match was about to start, but it didn't seem to intimidate Skyblade at all.
It looked like it pissed him off, so I'm gonna blame the fucking.
I blame it on him.
You know what? All right. Now that I see the whole story coming out, yeah.
There you go.
It just pissed him off.
Unfortunately for Cannibal, he had to face a pissed off Skyblade. So
could you imagine? Could you imagine Cannibal's look like when he's in the ring and all of a sudden, this is an opponent that he knows very well. And all of a sudden, he sees him coming to the ring, extra pissed off. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude?"
Yeah, I'm sure he was a little bit worried about that. But again, it cost him the match. So you might be right. It might be because of that. So it was definitely a great match. But unfortunately for Irritated Cannibal, he didn't make it out of that one with the win. So
Cannibal might want to take that out on Craven. Who knows?
Yeah. Believe me, that might just happen. So we'll see. We'll find out next cycle, I guess.
Oh man.
Let's see.
The beauty of the IWA, brother. That's it
right
there.
Of course.
Lions and tigers. Now we just need bears.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you never know.
It's early this year, isn't it?
It's early. The bears don't come out. The bears don't come out. They haven't came out of slumber yet. They haven't came out.
Still hibernating.
All right, so let's see. Next up, we have the Wicked Wayward Championship title match. This was between Big Daddy Johnson and Renegade Slade Stevens. Another great fucking matchup. Both of these guys deserve these spots. Flip, Renegade Slade Stevens' history very well. Big Daddy Johnson, again in the WWL, has proven himself tremendously along with his partner, Hal Uranus. These two guys are a fucking juggernaut right now. I mean, and again, they're a tag team for those that you don't know that haven't tuned in already. But Johnson and Uranus, these guys are fucking amazing. They're backing it up. They both have the titles now because Big Daddy Johnson did pull out the victory and basically destroyed Renegade Slade Stevens in this matchup to pick up the win and become the new Wicked Wayward World Champion.
Nice. He
also the Court of Torment, so he's holding two straps this cycle. So
I was about to tell you. I go, yeah, they're not only holding those elite commissioner titles, they also got their hands on league gold as well. I'm like, wow.
These guys are they're on a tear, man. They're showing everybody like they're the real deal. So right now, there's no one hotter in the league besides Hal Uranus and Big Daddy. These two. They're doing it. They're backing it up. They're doing it. There's nothing anyone can say about them. It's all there in black and white, and the belts around their waist right now. So they hold two of the most prestigious belts in the league.
Now you had mentioned Stryker is teaming up with Annihilation. Is he bringing along Renegade and?
To be honest, who knows? At this point, I'm not sure. I think they kind of run solo. But you never know. Again, this is Wicked Warz, and I told you from the very first show. Sometimes you make friends in one cycle, the next minute those same friends will turn on you. So it's just a matter of short-term alliances. So this might just be they might just do it just to to combat the other opposing factions during these little feuds and then disband after that. But there's no telling what's gonna happen, to be honest. I wouldn't put it past them to join in on that and get involved. But I wouldn't put it past them to stay out of it. It goes both ways.
Yeah, you know what? When anytime you have Big Daddy Johnson coming to the ring, and he brings his brings Daddy's girls along, so Renegade was probably a little distracted there. So
yeah, he was looking at tits and ass the whole match.
He can't blame the man.
Yeah, I think he was calling that hotline a little too much, and maybe that he was probably half asleep because he was on the phone all night. Who knows?
Oh man.
Favorite line of the pay-per-view: Daddy's girls no good.
Daddy's.
Yeah, for those of you tuning in, we did have a pre-show, and I actually unveiled finally Ty Thonbo, and he's basically like I want to say Phantom Striker's #1 fan, and he's a midget, and he wants to be his.
He's a mini me version of Striker. He's a mini.
He's a little tiny striker, but he wants to prove himself. And he was a guest host at the beginning of the show, and he did unveil to everybody that during the entire pre-show he was like scratching himself and itching and they're looking at him like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? And he pretty much says that the reason for it is because I guess he did something with one of the daddy's girls, and she must have had, I guess, crabs or something, and ended up giving him an STD. So he might want to get that checked out, and he pretty much put daddy's girl on blast, saying, listen, you might not want to call these girls after all, because they're not as clean as you think they are.
Oh, man.
These girls no good.
Oh man,
So,
he probably went in the wrong hole, man. That little midget.
But listen, doesn't Daddy Johnson say you don't pay them to stay, you pay them to leave? Well,
yeah, you're not paying for the good time. You're paying them to leave. You're not paying them to leave.
You paying them to get out, so you don't get nothing. Oh
nice.
man, but yeah, fortunately for Tybo, he paid. I mean, Thombo, he paid the price, and he had to end up at the pay-per-view scratching and itching, and he was all over the place. So I feel bad for the poor guy, but it is what it is. That's what happens when you get involved with these daddy's girls.
Probably a good thing we cut his mic early.
Yeah, hey, they had no choice. We could have let him continue. At the same time, I don't want to knock. Big Daddy Johnson has a business to run, and I didn't want him to lose any, any fans out there who continue to call the number. I'm sure they're gonna keep calling it anyway. So.
Yeah,
It's a popular hotline from what I hear. It's got its fan base.
Now it's going to be now hiring.
Pretty much. All right,
man.
so let's see. Moving on the card, there was 3 more matches to go. These are all incredible 6-man matches. First up, Cardinal Sin, Bishop Faith, Mother Superior of the Legion of Darkness versus the Batman family. Again, this is another feud that's been ongoing for the last 3 cycles now. They've traded barbs, they've traded attacks, and it seems to me like the Batman family's card is up. Like I might be wrong, but all signs are pointing to something bad about to happen. They've been getting involved in feud after feud. Dark Judges recently put a beating on Batgirl. They did the whole switcheroo where they thought they were Robin. Robin thought it was Batgirl, and it was an incredible plot line that they got pretty much the fucking wool. I mean the floor pulled out from under them, and I think that's what cost them this match, was that Batgirl was already so hurt coming into this match. Maybe that was the reason why. And if I'm not mistaken, Mother Superior did pin Batgirl for the win, so that could have been it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure, but yeah, Batman family. I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of that at this point. Something's going on, and there was actually rumors that after the match, they were attacked by the Dark Carnival. They ended up being their victims. So again, that's just speculation right now. That's just a rumor going around. It hasn't been confirmed yet. But they're like, they have a big bullseye on their back right now. And in this case, LOD did pick up the victory. And I'm not even sure what the future holds for the Batman family at this point. But it's not good. I can say that.
At the start of the Wicked City Chaos, Gavin the Great came out and made some predictions.
He sure did with his 8-ball. Yes, he did. Can you tell the fans at home what that prediction was?
There was a couple of predictions that a couple of wrestlers would meet their demise. One of them being Shane Cole, and he met his demise.
And you're absolutely right. He did.
And then he predicted that the Batman family would not be around after Wicked City Chaos.
See, there you go. So I think they're on the side. Even the 8-ball is saying it. So it's not looking good. It might be a bad omen for the Batman family.
Rumors of the Dark Carnival. There are rumors that the Dark Carnival is involved. I've been getting phone calls all day about it, but
same here. So it's definitely, again, it's all speculation. It's just speculation, but when we confirm the story, it will be revealed next cycle. That's for sure. So we'll find out one way or the other. But something's definitely up with the Batman family, and it's not good. Not at all.
Oh yeah, no, they like I said, I know they've had their bat signal high into the sky over in the superhero league, because superheroes have been vanishing. So maybe they finally saw that signal, and they're gonna head back.
Or it might be something worse. We don't know. But again, we'll find out next cycle for sure. We'll see what's going on with them. But all right, on to another great six-man matchup. And these guys, man, and Erik, you can agree with me, the Stonewall brothers. These fucking guys are on a roll. This is
They are.
by far the best six-man team in the league right now. There's no
That's a fact.
disputing that. There's no way around it. And again, one of them runs Stonewall. He's the Crest of Chaos champion as well. So not only are they the greatest six-man team, but they have the league champion within their ranks as well. So that's all you need to know regarding how good these guys are. They did go up against the historic Michael Giuliano, the future Devin Destiny, and the Insurance Policy. Those three make up the six-man team for the Survivor Dynasty. Survivor Dynasty is the one that actually wanted this. The stipulation is a best of five. This is the second out of the best of five series. And obviously the Stonewall brothers in their right up this cycle said this might be a short series. This might be a 3-0 sweep.
Oof.
And yeah, if this is any indication, I think that's exactly what's going to happen because they put a beating on
What is it? What is it at now? 2-0? This is 2-0?
No, this was the first match, so it's
Oh,
1-0.
okay.
But they did put in their write up that this is going to be a quick 3-match series. It's not going to go 4 or 5. They're going to sweep. They're going to end this. If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't bet against it. To be honest, they're that good. And I do know that's not to say that the Survivor Dynasty isn't as good because they are. But again, it's like I told you in a previous interview, Flip. This is a brand new league. Maybe you had success back then. That doesn't mean it's going to translate into success in the WWL. As far as this league, Stonewall Brothers have been here and they're proving that they're that damn good. And they did it again at the expense of the Survivor Dynasty's top six-man team. So that says a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, I'm a fan of the Stonewalls, man. I really am. But like I said, as you've noticed, now that the Dark Carnival have crept in, I mean, yeah, things will change on that title page.
Absolutely. I don't disagree at all.
As a matter of fact, you'd notice some changes already this cycle. Cause
Oh yeah,
it's
things are already starting to just take shape, starting to happen. So speaking of Dark Carnival, the last matchup of the pay-per-view did involve Pow Bang and Boom, the clowns of the Dark Carnival. And we already know for the last few cycles they've been front page news. Wicked City Tribune they've been all over the paper, all over the media. They've had protests about this because of the 38 missing people. They got acquitted, all charges dropped against them for being involved with the 38 people missing. Found their way into the Wicked Warz League, set up shop outside. Now they were involved in a match. Mayhem granted them permission to join the league, and they've been just on a tear throughout the entire evening, and they ended the night in grand fashion, going up against the Flamingo brothers. Erik, I'll let you recap this match and what happened in that one.
Yeah, I believe the Flamingo brothers were booked for mystery opponents, and the mystery six-man they were gonna face was gonna be Annihilation Inc., Poison 1 and 2, and the Angel of Annihilation.
Yes.
But Bang, Pow, and Boom kind of did the same thing that Pierre did. He kind of shut them down and said, "Nah, we're gonna take this match instead." And it kind of
the balls on these guys.
It kind of rekindles that feud that the Carnival had with Justin Kyle, and at the time I don't think Annihilation Inc. was in the XWL, but Justin Kyle's family members were, and that was a good way to kind of let him know that we're here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You knew we
sure
were
he got
coming.
the message.
You knew we were coming, but we're here.
He got the message.
And the Flamingo brothers got a taste of the evil clowns, and they fell to the clowns.
Now, I mean, I know we mentioned the Flamingo brothers once or twice, but have they been around long?
They actually came over from the ECO. I recruited them personally along with Skyblade. I made sure they came over. Flamingo brothers are one of the top six men in the ECO. So they
had their history with clowns. What the hell is their problem? Or is that why they ran from the ECL? They're afraid of clowns all in general.
Who knows? But I know for a fact that they're not going to stay quiet, and I don't know what they have up their sleeve, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some retaliation, not only from the Flamingo brothers, but I want to see how Annihilation Inc. responds to what the clowns did. So automatically the clowns are already involved, knee deep in some shit, and they just got here.
Pow, bang, boom, bitches.
Basically. But so yeah, that rounded up the pay-per-view matchups. Again, overall, it was an incredible night of action. Everybody stepped up. We had some unexpected visitors. The whole lead up into the pay-per-view was tremendous. Fans got their money's worth. I got my money's worth. To me, it was just a tremendous success, top to bottom. So kudos to everybody involved for being involved in these matches, for giving it their all. And I'm really looking forward to the next pay-per-view, which is Viral Violence. And the reason for Viral Violence is because now the WWL is mainstream. And it's in everyone's TV, it's in everyone's ears, it's in everyone's mind. It's not what is the WWL, but now it's what's next for the WWL. So now it's gone viral.
Now, I was hoping you weren't going to say because of Daddy's Girls.
Oh, no, that's a different type of viral.
I was like, all right, cool. Just wanted to make sure. All right, good. Like, oh, tell me everybody got infected. Everybody? Oh, man.
What's good about this now is that now that this pay-per-view is out of the way again, we have 3 brand new Mayhem champions. We have a lot of inbound talent coming in. Some just came on board recently. We have the infection finally came to the WWL. We have MJ's characters that came to the WWL. Goat Killers here. This guy, I just got to put it out there. Tremendous little promo that he did, calling out Survivor like that. That shit was golden. If anybody hasn't seen the report,
Who the hell said he's calling out Survivor? He didn't even mention him.
Hey, listen, Jax me. That's exactly who the hell he's calling out.
I'm calling out the fucking clowns, them bastards. Survivor, he's not even on my radar.
Oh, how's it go? But it was great from top to bottom. It was an amazing night. So I'm very, very, very satisfied with the way it turned out. So.
Oh man. Now, as we move towards the end of this, Melvin, I mean, I know we got a lot of notes. I mean, I can cut this little part out, but are we going to go into the rest of the trash talk, or
we're not going to touch on any more of the trash talk? There are just some things. I do want to touch on the Eliminator tournament that did start this cycle as well. We did have round 1. I'll just touch on who beat who and who advanced. We did have 8 matches. It was 16 people involved. Again, the way they got into this tournament to begin with was from cycle 1 through 4. The last 4 people involved in the battle royals automatically made it into the Eliminator tournament. And if they were already in the tournament, then it will be the next person after them, just to make it fair. Obviously, I can't double up competitors. But in this case, we did have the first 8 matches. The first one, Extreme Survivor, beat Renegade Slay Stevens, so Extreme Survivor advances to round 2. Big Daddy Johnson destroyed the Impassive Knave, another great victory. And again, Big Daddy Johnson, again, these fucking guys on a roll. So he advances in the tournament. Justin Kyle, another one, advances in the tournament by beating Lord Larius. Minister of Hate actually drew Dark Mistress Morgana, so they're going to have another matchup to determine who goes on to round 2 next cycle. Run Stonewall beat the Survivor. Again, Stonewall Brothers. This guy comes in here and defeats the Survivor to go on into the round 2 of the tournament. So he already put a stamp in his legacy here. All right. So yeah, Daddy's Girl, number 1, outmuscled the future Devin Destiny to advance. Fire outmuscled Phantom Striker to advance to round 2. And of course, Hal Uranus outmuscled Skyblade, the Tiger King. All 8 of these people advanced to round 2, with the exception again of the draw between Minister of Hate and Dark Mistress Morgana, which will go down next cycle as well. So I'm glad that the Eliminator tournament kicked off finally. Round 1 is out of the way. I was going to start the tag tournaments this cycle, but I pushed them back. I'm going to break the 4th wall, like we like to say on these podcasts. We did have some inactivities from key members that were involved in these tournaments. So in fairness, as a commissioner, I decided to push both the women's and the men's tag tournaments to next cycle, where everyone will be active and everyone will have a fair share of getting to the second round in these tournaments. So that's another thing I definitely wanted to touch on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now the Calamity, you said that one was also pushed back?
Yeah, Calamity contract is going to be official as well, and that one's also finally going to start next cycle. That's the one I'm most excited about, Flip. You know, that's going to be like the main attraction tournament that's going to be ongoing probably for the next year, because of the fact that it is a round robin style tournament. So we're gonna have matches every cycle up to the end of this, and whoever has the highest tally at the end will win the grand prize, which is a shitload of money, shitload of free matches, and again, you get the Calamity contract, which gives you a shot at any Mayhem title you want, anytime, any place, anywhere.
Nice. Now, moving into cycle. What are we on? Cycle 6.
6 is coming up next. Correct.
Moving into cycle 6, you added some staff.
Yes, I did. I wanted to touch on that as well to leave this show on a nice note. But as of next cycle officially, we will have 2 brand new general managers. One general manager for the women's division as yet to be announced, but I will let Erik say who the general manager of the men's division will be.
I will be creating a new character named Rorschach, and he is going to be the general manager. He's got a little bit of backstory, but I'm going to keep that kind of hidden until his first report.
Nice. And you said Rorschach?
Rorschach. You ever watch The Watchmen?
Yeah. That's why I was like, I just wanted to make sure my ears. I mean, my hearing, I got to get some new headphones. What I got to do. This shit's fucking.
I heard that right.
Okay.
I thought about taking the position and doing it with Bedlam Barnum, but then I thought, if I do that, then I'm going to end up being biased on a lot of it because of Bedlam Barnum being my guy. So I decided to create a new character for the GM role. And I've given him a backstory, so his GM role is going to be kind of unconventional to start with, but then once we get into it, it's going to be pretty dope.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have this angle and story. We're not going to give none away yet, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So again, it's a lot of great stuff down the pipeline for the league for sure. And I can just say right now with 100% confidence that next cycle's report is gonna blow the hinges off the WWL. So looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of work.
If you still have your hinges, because shit, man, I'm still trying to recover from the yellow fucking first fucking. Damn, man, you blow my hinges out.
Gotta keep the momentum going. It's like I said many times. You and I flip. We're trying to, we're carrying the torch into the next generation, man. We're pushing the borders, pushing boundaries, and trying to reinvent the game in certain ways. I actually had another thing. I'm sure a lot of commissioners already saw it. It's up on the homepage. Another innovative idea that I came up with that's gonna affect all of the commissioners now when it comes to strat totals for everything in the league now in one nice TXT file that can be sent per league. So now you're going to get the entire activity of your league plus a breakdown of your singles, tag, and 6-man strat flows across the board. So that was a big deal.
I was fucking. I mean, you talk about someone getting a fucking hard on over something stupid, bro. I was just like, holy shit! Yeah. Like, I mean, everything from like Guerra de Campeones tag team edition, Guerra de Campeones fucking 6-man edition. I was like, now it's possible. Everything. Oh yeah, now it's possible because if those totals are presented when you've asked for them, oh wow.
Big and you saw the format they did it in. It's beautiful. Everything is in perfect stream flows, the tide, everything. It's as soon as I opened up the test one they gave me, my mouth dropped. I said, holy shit, here we go. And again, they approved it, and you saw, from my understanding, I thought Kim was the one that wrote that on the homepage. It's not. It was her boss. So whoever's running the IWA now, I forget who it is, but that was directly from the IWA boss, those words to myself and to all the commissioners. So I think that was actually a touching thing to hear that for myself especially. But again, not just for myself, but just because it addressed commissioners in general. And I've always been a big proponent of that we put in so much work into these reports that I feel like, we deserve, not that deserve, but we should get a little bit more attention our way because of what we're doing. Again, because of our passion. It's not because we're doing it, for the money. We're not getting paid for this shit. We do it just because we love the game and we're trying to progress the game. So to hear that coming from such a high person in the IWA like that was fucking amazing, man.
Oh yeah, definitely, brother. Like I said, another thank you heading your way, brother. Because yeah, that shit that'll help us out moving forward.
It's like you said, especially with the Guerra de Campeones. Now it opens up new doors and again, that's the whole point of all these ideas. I try to come up with, again, it's nothing huge. It was a simple idea, But the whole point of it was, can they do it? And sure
Right.
enough, I got the green light, and it's gonna. You see, just the same way the covers, the customized covers was a small thing, but it opened the floodgate for all these great covers that I'm seeing that other, commissioners have stepped up and taken the ball and started doing to give their league more shine, more of a pop and appeal. Now we have this to add to that. So to me, it's great. I'm humbled that they're giving me these opportunities to give back to you guys. So this is
That,
like my commissioner to commissioner. Thank you. You know what I mean? For all these people doing what they're doing and doing a great job. And it's like I said, like Erik, I remember when you told me you read the first report I did at the very last page, where I pretty much drew the line in the sand and told all the commissioners, step your game up, man. Like, let's start doing stuff to really push this game forward. This was just my way of again backing up those words and saying I'm not just saying, all right, do what you gotta do, but I'm trying to, to add to that as well myself and say, listen, I'm coming up with these ideas. I'm trying to push the product forward as well. Help me out. If guys can think of something, or if any commissioner out there listening thinks of ideas. Flip, you said it many times. The IW is flexible. They're not gonna just shoot every idea down. Sometimes they will, but if it's something feasible and it's something within their grasp, they'll do it. They'll grant it to you. You just gotta, you gotta ask them. You gotta say, listen, can you guys do this for me? And then, you never know.
oh yeah, keep pushing away because, like you said, it doesn't hurt to ask, and if you don't ask, then you'll never know.
Exactly. So I'm thankful that they granted me this last one, and again that message up there for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. I stress, especially the commissioners. If you're a commissioner in the league, definitely go up on the homepage. Again, it's not just directed towards me. As far as myself, they're just letting you guys know that I'm the one who came up with the idea for you guys. But the words that were written for us commissioners in general was amazing. And if you haven't seen it, go read it because that's for you guys. So it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the
Now,
headline on
oh, go ahead,
yeah,
Erik.
when you go to the IWA homepage, the headline on that is "What's the point?"
Correct. Yeah. So if you go there, it says, what's the point? Which kind of
I'm
makes
just putting
perfect
it out
sense.
so I'm just putting
Yeah.
that so people know how to find it.
Yes. So scroll down when you see it and just read those words. Again, it's meant for the commissioners because of all the work we do, and it's something small, but it helps us tremendously. And it could be for contests, it could be for strats, for statistics, whatever it is you guys do with your leagues. The way obviously, commissioners do things differently. Myself personally, I feel like I run my commissioner reports a lot different from a lot of other commissioners. Same way they run it different from me. Some people just focus on stats. Some people focus on the artwork. I like to focus a little on everything and make it pop, but that's just my flavor, I guess. Everybody has their own way, but at the end of the day, these ideas help all of us. So it doesn't matter how you're running your league. Something like this, a tool that you can have at your disposal like this, is fucking priceless, man. And make the most of it if you can.
Oh yeah. Now speaking of running your leagues a little differently, now anyone listening that's in the WWL, if you didn't get mentioned, reach out to us because shit, you
Yeah,
know what? There's so much going on in that league. Don't think
yeah.
we're overlooking everybody.
I'm
We
glad you
try
said
to
this.
yeah we try to cover as much of the action as possible. Obviously, there is a lot going on, so if we don't mention you, don't feel bad. Just reach out to us. We'll try and get you on. If you feel like coming on the air,
Yes.
dude, we'd love to have you. So,
And to piggyback on that, I have mentioned that I've actually posted that in a war room. I've mentioned it to a lot of the managers, and you're absolutely right. And I keep telling the managers this all the time. If you want your own podcast, you can actually reach out to Flip directly. I don't even have to be involved in it. If you guys want me to be involved in it, I will gladly be a part of the podcast. But if you just want a one-on-one, if you want to do a shoot interview, you want to promote one of your wrestlers, whatever it is you guys want to do, feel free to hit myself up. Feel free to hit Flip up directly, and we'll take the ball from there and do whatever we got to do. Usually these podcasts last about an hour, which is a perfect amount of time to get whatever it is you want to get off your chest, to build your characters or storylines, whatever it is. Feel free to reach out to us. We will make these things happen, but you have to make the initiative, take the initiative and come to us. We're not just gonna go to everybody and say, listen, what do you want to do? We're letting you guys know right now. If you want to do it, we'll make it happen.
most definitely.
You know,
Commissioner Mayhem, General Manager Bugg, or what did you say? Your Warshak.
Rorschach.
I'm gonna have a hard time. I love it. Any last words before we sign off here?
Well, for me, I just want to again thank all the managers that were involved in the pay-per-view, all the active managers that contributed and helped me, in general with the whole pay-per-view, putting the angles together, the storylines, and going from there. I want to thank you guys. To all the other managers that didn't make the pay-per-view, I'm expecting big things in Cycle 6, obviously, and I just want to thank again all the commissioners out there, whatever league you're in, doesn't matter. I'm very unbiased when it comes to these commissioner reports and stuff. I love a lot of the work that's being put out there. The covers are looking great. Keep pushing the league forward. Keep doing what it is that you're doing, because again, eventually the whole goal is to try to pass this along to our kids. I recently got my son on one of these podcasts, and he's finally starting to get hip to it, and he's like getting interested. So I really want to try to push the product forward and pass the torch on. And there's only one way to do that, and that's by pushing the product forward. So I just want to thank all you guys for all the hard work you guys are doing from one commissioner to the next. It's amazing what you're doing. So thank you. Erik, anything you want to say?
I just want to thank Melvin for being a good commissioner that cares.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you for those words.
It's refreshing, and I'm thankful for the debut that you allowed me to have in Wicked City.
Oh yeah.
Chaos.
Oh, bro, thank you, man. It was like 3 cycles in the making, 3 or 4 cycles.
We talked about it for 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of work involved with the whole angle, and I'm glad it came out the way we envisioned it. And now there's no telling where we're gonna go because the groundwork has been laid. So it's gonna be fun to see where the Dark Carnival strikes next.
Exactly. I don't even know that yet.
Find out soon.
All I gotta say is the Kyle family needs to keep their eyes open.
There's a lot of other groups. So.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign us off. You've been listening to Inside the Wicked Warz with Commissioner Melvin Mayhem and the amazing Erik Bugg. As for myself, IWA Flip, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.